The things that I found out in my late 30s, which was about like last year, I think, or this year. No, last year. I learned just through a conversation with my dad that he didn't see his grandfather much growing up. And I had no idea about that because I grew up seeing both of my parents' families. So my grandparents on both sides, I would see them either every Friday and every Sunday. So for me, being raised like that, I automatically assumed that my parents were taught the same thing or were doing the same thing as they were kids. It's just something that I never really thought of more than that. And what I found out was that my great grandfather on my father's side suffered from mental illness. And back then, it wasn't talked about and it was actually frowned upon. And so back then, what they used to do with people that had mental illnesses that they didn't understand, basically their solution back then was to send them to a hospice. And I learned that my great grandmother sent her husband to a hospice because she had kids to take care of and he was too much to take care of because his mental health was really stopping him from, I think, helping, living life, raising kids. I still till this day have no idea what this man has gone through, and I'm trying so hard through my spiritual journey to connect with him and to understand what he's gone through. And with that being said, with my spiritual journey and learning a lot of things about myself and my past, I've learned through my spiritual guides that I was the chosen one in my family. I know it sounds weird. Oh, you're the chosen one. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird, but it's also scary. What that means is being as the chosen one in your family is that in my case, there was a lot of spiritual things that would happen around me that would stop me in my tracks. Just to name a few. I had moved into one of my houses and all of a sudden I started seeing this huge handprint on my mirror, but it didn't make sense where the location of the hand was because it was physically impossible to even do that. Secondly, it was a huge hand and it was kind of like greasy. So I tried to do the same on the mirror and it wouldn't do the same mark on the mirror. So my ancestors have been talking to me for a long time, but I didn't understand it. I wasn't aware back then that this was something that that they were trying to talk to me. And what I learned through this journey, and I still don't, I have yet to understand how it works or if it's him that's talking to me, but according to my spiritual guides, it's the person or the ancestor that's talking to me is usually the most successful ancestor through my bloodline. Okay, so the one that's the most successful will be the one that comes through to tell you these messages and to say, hey, listen, the family, our family, our bloodline, it's not going in the right direction right now. And there was a point in time where we were doing great and now something happened that ruined the bloodline within the family. And in my family, it was basically being raised on fear. Everything was fear-based. And when you're raised on fear, you cannot make rational decisions. You cannot enjoy life for what it is because you constantly think of what can happen, right? Also negativity. So when you have fear, you have negativity because your mind is not optimal. Your mind is always thinking of how can I get myself out of here and what are the dangers if I do this, instead of I have one life to live and I need to live it and I need to enjoy it. And so my ancestors came to me in a very crazy way. And what I mean by crazy is that they wouldn't let it go. I would not sleep. There's a lot of things that happened throughout the years that they were basically trying to like, hey, listen, like, wake up. You are the one that we're trying to connect to because you're the only one that will listen to us. You're the only one that sees the signs. Your brothers are not open to that stuff, right? And so I would always question myself, why me? Like, I'm the most shy person, but why me? Why do I have to go and make changes in my family to make it better? Why do I have to do all of the hard work? And that's exactly it. When you're the chosen one, you are the one with the gift to fix your family. And what I mean by fix, I'm not a doctor, but what I mean by fix is to have people understand each other and to be able to speak to each other properly without having egos and emotions getting in the way all the time and creating friction all the time. When you're a family, you're supposed to be a unit and you're supposed to be working together, not against each other. And so I believe that being chosen is not all that it's plastered to be, right? And a lot of people will use that freely. I'm the chosen one, but being the chosen one, that means you're fucking strong and you've been through hell and back and you've done the work and you've been working on yourself. And so I'm reverting back now to mental health, right? So sometimes if you feel like you're depressed, you have depression episodes, you're very anxious, but your mom's not like that, your dad's not like that, and you're trying to understand, there's nothing really that in your life right now that should be making you feel like that. Dig further. Dig further. Who in your family, who in your bloodline might have transferred that from their DNA into you? Because it is transferable. The mental health illnesses are definitely transferable through DNA. So check it out. Find out. It takes